Yeah, welcome to Niger Gbedo Studio. Hey, Niger Gbedo TV. That's right. Today we got something hard to talk about. We're going to talk about deportation, but not deportation from America or from Europe. Talking about deportation from Nigeria to Nigeria. I don't know if you understand what I'm talking about. Yeah, and in the house today to talk about this with me, we got Professor Bob Ejike in the house. You welcome.
Thank you, BB Jones.
Welcome, man.
Yes. Thank you.
Right. Please tell us a little bit about this deportation in Nigeria, from Nigeria to Nigeria. What's going on in Nigeria, man?
Well, from what I read and saw online, the government of Lagos State relocated in the dead of night 72 people of Eastern Nigerian origin, Igbos,
right,
who were termed destitute. Some of them were people doing small trade, others were just poor people, but they were first detained for about 7 months.
In the prison?
Well, in some illegal prisons,
right,
because
right.
I don't know when a state starts running prison.
Yeah.
They were illegally detained and then forcibly relocated by night and dumped somewhere around the River Niger bridge, and in Nazi style,
Right.
And,
Hitler style.
Hitler style, exactly. So that was, it started an argument, a vociferous argument, especially people from the East began to say no.
They deported a lot of people, a lot of Igbos? Or not only Igbos, even some other people that are not from Lagos or not Yorubas?
They reportedly deported people from the north as well.
Okay.
And the northerners did not say a word.
Right.
Maybe it's typical of northerners, but the Igbos, are very vociferous people. They are able to articulate their defense, and they know their rights.
Right. No, but I'm saying, how can you deport? It's like deporting somebody from New York to California. It's the same America. Or deporting somebody from Rome to Milan, being Italian. It's crazy, or you cast somebody away from the country because of some, strong reasons, right? But not
there were no reasons.
But why is this?
Well, the reason is that they were born in a different part of the country, obviously. Otherwise, the reasons given by the government of Lagos State is that the people were destitute, which means they were poor and some were insane, some degrees of inabilities, and then they had to be deported. And the excuses were that Lagos is burdened with too many immigrants.
Immigrants. This is crazy.
And social welfare burden on the government is really heavy, and there was necessity to begin to shift responsibility to the states of origin of the people. But the issue is whether this is constitutional or whether this is morally okay for the human rights.
This is one of the reasons they had this Biafra war back in the days. Not really, but
I'd like, as much as possible, I like to leave Biafra behind.
Let's talk about it.
Because that is a tragedy of colossal dimensions.
Right.
When I see or hear people who agitate for Biafra, I just know they are ignorant. They never saw Biafra. I know the sound of buffer. I know the sound of gunfire. And I know that is the worst state any nation can throw themselves into.
Right. Now let's not leave this discussion because it's very important. So this is what is going on, and nobody's saying nothing.
Well, people are talking, and people would not have talked so much if it were not the way the government handled the matter. First, he tried to intimidate
the governor, who is
Governor Fashola,
right.
Lagos State. He tried to use intimidation initially by saying, you have strategic interests in Lagos State. Why do we have strategic interests? We have strategic interests because, being nationalists, we took Lagos as our home
Obviously.
and helped to construct Lagos. And this is a fact that strangely annoys some people from the West.
But
when you mention the fact that Igbos contributed.
Igbo people have a lot of business out there. Go to Alaba market. Go to a lot of places in Lagos. Igbo people hold ground in Lagos in the sense that the Igbo helps in the economy of Lagos. The Igbo people built Lagos.
Well, I wouldn't like to say the Igbos.
They helped not only Igbos, but
because Lagos was the federal capital
of Nigeria.
Therefore, federal allocation helped to build Lagos. But we must always remember, as much as the Igbos made their contribution, that the land of Lagos, is a Yoruba. Belongs to Yoruba. It's not no man's land. Please don't say that. And this is what upsets the people of Yoruba land when you say that their land is no man's land. It's not no man's land. When we came to Lagos, we saw the people there, and they were Yorubas. And Lagos has had a history of over 400
years. This kind of things doesn't happen in Europe. For example, they have a lot of people from the South Italy that stays in the North Italy. Most of them are big now. Okay, they call them some kind of names, for example. But then, if it comes to the court of law, you know, you can go to prison for trying to discriminate a southern person from a northern person, right?
That's a very important issue. As a matter of fact, in the Nigerian case, it's different because take former minister like Femi Fani-Kayode, who I've been reading some of his posts in which he describes the Igbos as settlers, as what did he say, guests, and who must be very, very, very careful not to upset the host, because the Igbos must know their place. They were wretched after the war, they were very aggressive, and people who want to take power for themselves, now they want to own Lagos. Femi, Honorable, please.
Talk to them.
Honorable Femi
yes.
Fani-Kayode, we don't want to own Lagos, please. I've never met an Igbo man that wants to own Lagos. We know it belongs to you.
Obviously.
But we have the right to stay in Lagos because we're Nigerians.
Can I ask you a question? Why does this Igbo people have problems everywhere? Like in the north now, you know, they have problems. It's not a new thing, you know. You know, the Hausas, they don't want the Igbos, you know, even with this Boko Haram, whatever, you know. And now this is in Lagos too. What's the problem? What kind of problem does they have with Igbo people?
Well, when you look at it, it's the basic misconception of the purpose, the motive for which the Igbo man is industrial by nature. Why do we work hard? When we work hard, people think we work hard because we want to take over.
Oh, yes.
That's not why we work hard. We work hard. Every Igbo man is individualistic.
Ambitious. Right.
Ambitious, individualistic, but his motive is not political, because politically the Igbos are not very advanced. If the Igbos work hard in order to support their families.
That's right.
To the advancement of
live good
family. You know, the good living is what they are after. We are not after taking over governments, taking over lands, ruling anybody. For that matter, I've never met an Igbo man who has such ambitions of political dimension as to take over and now become the Oba of Lagos and those kind of strange insinuations from vacuous minds, as a matter of fact.
Right. Listen, before we say bye to Niger Gbedu TV fans, tell if the governor of Lagos have to be right here in front of you, what would you tell him?
What I'll tell him is, Your Excellency, you are doing a very good job. You were doing even a better job when you started. So sometimes I like the beautification of Lagos, but I think it went to your head to such an extent that you cared much less about the welfare of the people. Not just the Igbos or the other ethnicities, but even the Yorubas are complaining about you. You have to do something. I know you don't want and cannot have another term as governor, but you still have a political life and you still need support of the people.
Obviously.
So you try first and foremost not to balkanize the people, because you need everybody. You know, you need everybody. Tomorrow you might want to be the president, and I think you are good material for president. Probably you've had some bad advisors who have made you to ignore the Constitution of the Federal Republic.
All right. Thank you very much, man. It's been a good to have you right here. Till next episode.